Alright guys, so this video is going to be on the color of your CVT transmission oil. Alright, first off, this is on a 2008 Nissan Altima. That's the motor oil, and this is the dipstick for the transmission oil. Normally there's a little strap there that locks it in place, but if you guys nudge hard enough, it should come out. So if you guys look at this color is kind of light brownish. All right, it's not brown, it's kind of a light brownish color. Originally when I bought this car at 150,000 miles, the transmission fluid on this car was green. All right, it was a green color up until the point where the transmission broke down. It went from green to like black actually, and it was just black. It was, the transmission went out, and apparently a lot of debris in the transmission got mixed in with the oil, and it changed it from green to black. And I was surprised because I was driving this car with that whirling noise, and I was driving that car for a good 6 months with the whirling noise. The transmission was quite noisy every time I put on the accelerator and it was switching gears, and you know, I got that whirling noise every time, all the time at the end, right before the transmission broke down. Every time I drive it, switch gear, whatever, put my foot on the accelerator, it would make that whirling noise. And it was still green. Surprisingly, it was green up until that point. And the only time it turned black was after the transmission started having issues, like not being able to switch the gears and stuff like that. So that was the color that it was up until the point it broke down, which is green. So when I had this transmission swapped out at about, I don't know, 190,000 miles, so I had put like 40,000 miles on that transmission before it crapped out on me. So when I switched it over and I had that new transmission put in, I had checked the dipstick, and the mechanic had put in red. The transmission, CVT transmission fluid was red. If I remember right, it was reddish. So when I checked the dipstick a couple months after getting that transmission put in, it became a brownish kind of color. It's not a dirty brownish kind of color, it's just like a light brownish kind of color. So I guess from my personal experience, as far as CVT transmission fluid is concerned, what the color is, and I just noticed the sticker on here. It says used only Nissan CVT fluid and has 2 other fluids. I don't know if that's correct or not, but you know, I use Castrol, but Castrol's NS2 CVT transmission fluid, and that worked quite as well. But I'm going off point here. But I guess if you use like NS2 CVT transmission fluid, and I use Castrol CVT transmission fluid, and that, I believe that was a reddish kind of color too. So maybe that was the transmission fluid that they used. And right now this car has about 277,000 miles on it. So this rebuilt transmission has about close to 80,000 miles on that rebuilt transmission. I did change the transmission fluid. I changed the transmission fluid for maybe like, I don't know when I posted that video, but it might have been like 5-6 months ago. That whirling noise has come back, so I'm just gonna have to redo that again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo that again. So hopefully that's not a big issue. I was hoping that did fix it for I'd say that did fix the noise for when I changed the fluid out. It did change. I wasn't getting that noise for, I don't know, maybe a month or two, and then the noise came back where you get the whirring sound. So let me see if I could. I'm probably this time when I change the fluid, I'm probably gonna set my car at an angle where I get most of the fluid out instead of just 4 bottles of it, and hopefully I could just do that change up, and it'll, I don't know, it'll help my transmission last a lot longer than as long as it can, actually. So I'm hoping that that'll help. You know, I'll probably just get into this mode where I change my transmission fluid maybe like once a year or once every 2 years. It's not like this car is a new car or anything like that. It's got 270,000 miles in this car, and you know, maybe it's something that just needs to be done with 275,000 miles on a CVT transmission, you know.